seems impressive that you can survive.
Oh,
it doesn't seem like that.
Well, remember,
it seems like it's so spread out.
But remember, we also book a lot of non-union and print, and that's 20%.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so, it's crazy because the days when you used to book SAG national networks and you made $40,000, you're not making that anymore.
Yep.
But now these non-union commercials are paying $60,000 and paying 20%. So, I mean...
Wait, you can make $60,000 on it? Wait.
No, like, let's say an actor books... Like, I have 2 actors on 2 non-union commercials right now that each paid $60,000 to them. And then...
They paid $60,000?
They did. And then
for a non-union commercial?
Yep.
Wow, okay.
This is why it's a struggle right now with, I'm really pro-union, but it's a struggle because there's, these other really big paying jobs. And then they'll pay a plus 20%.
Right.
And so... and then I have these SAG commercials that are internet only and, whatever. And it's,
Well, I think I am applauding you is what I'm saying, because I think it would be so hard to survive as an agent, and you're doing a great job of it.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Mean, the economics to me from my side, it just seems like it'd be very hard. And so I applaud you for kicking ass.
Well, you know what else really helps with union jobs is I make a lot of money with renegotiations.
Oh, sure.
So when I don't know if you've had a lot of...
I'm saggy, so I haven't booked a big SAG commercial, but yeah. So they run for a period of time, and then you get...
So they have 21 months to run a commercial, but 3 months before, I have to write a legal letter that basically says that they can't rerun it at the same rate. If they want to run it again, they need my permission, and then that's when I start to play a gambling game with other people's money,
fun.
and it's really fun. You have no idea. I've had so much fun with people where it'll be, I'm trying to think, I've just had some actors make a lot of money on some pretty amazing commercials, and it's a gamble. And
That's fun, though.
And I'll go back to them and I'll be like, all right, I think we should do this, let's guarantee $10,000 per cycle, not applied to use and blah, 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 blah. And, it's such a gamble because I'm like, we might completely lose this, but if we don't, you're going to make a lot of money, And then they have to decide, but I'm gambling with their money, so it's fun for me.
But wait, why?
What do I care?
But wait, why they don't have a lawyer do that? That's all part of your...
I do all the negotiations.
Really?
That's part of what I love about my job is I negotiate money for people.
Is that every agent does that?
I hope so. It would.
I assumed the contracts were lawyers.
No.
Wow.
That's probably more for writers.
Okay.
But for an agent for commercials, I do like contracts are a lot of my jam. Like that's my job. I have to like read contracts and and try to get more money for actors. Side note, so there's a new SAG contract coming out June 1st. Don't ask me about it yet because I still have 2 more days to try to read it because it's real confusing. Yeah. It's real a mess. But one of the things about it is that you don't have to write that renegotiation letter anymore, which a lot of agents are like, oh my God, that's amazing. Woohoo. I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore because it is a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. It's a pain in the ass, but it's a great payoff.
Yeah, it is.
The fact that you don't have to do those letters anymore. Now, if the ad agency wants to renew your commercial, they have to find the actor, not the agent.
Oh, interesting.
And then the actor can now decide if they want their new agent or their previous agent who booked them on it, which hopefully it's the same thing. Hopefully when they reach out to them, we're still together, right?
Yeah.
But let's say we're not still together and I booked you on this huge campaign for Snickers, right?
Yeah.
And we made a ton of money together. And then all of a sudden you got on a show, you're a series regular, and now you're at ICM or whatever. Do you give it to them or do you give it to me? And now kind of the actors have that choice. I mean, you can even...
Do you not like that?
I kind of don't.
Yeah.
Because that was something we did together. And I think that your booking should... That's why we have a contract when you sign with Avalon. The bookings stay with who you... It protects me from the jobs that I book while you're here.
Totally.
And so...
But I can see the actor side, though, too, to be fair. If the agent was being kind of shady or whatever at any given time... It behooves them to
100% if they screw them over. Yes.
And if you're as sweet as you clearly are, I'm sure they'll.
And I've been really lucky.
They won't even leave you.
Right. No. And right. No. And actually, the good news is I have a very low turnover rate, but also I think that there's a lot of new agents out there that don't know any better.
Oh, sure.
And so I'll take both. I'll be like, oh, you're new? Oh, give me all of your holding. Let me know about your maximum period use dates. Let me put them in my calendar.
Oh, funny.
because there's so much money. It's found money from years ago of something you did like 4 years ago. And it's just found money.
Wait,
So,
what are you talking about now?
like if somebody calls and says, hey, your guy did a commercial for KFC and we want to reinstate it.
Oh, right.
Or, a non-union commercial for something. You already got paid on that.
Right,
when you
right.
did it 2 years ago.
Gotcha.
But if they want to
yeah.
do it again, I just found you $2,000 or
Yeah.
$3,000 or whatever, $10,000 of money that you didn't have before.
Right.
And you didn't work for it again. It was just money again.
You mentioned you're a big SAG fan. So are you? How do you go about submitting to non-union and union? Do you like try to avoid non-union, or do you just submit to it anyway because that's part of where we're at now, or what?
So
How do you
when it's
differentiate?
really slow and I have no breakdowns to do, I will submit anything over $1,000.
Okay.
So if it's 500 shoot, 500 buyout, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Nothing less. I don't think anybody should work for less.
No, I don't think
I think
so
if
either.
anybody works for less, we're all screwed.
I agree.
Yeah, self-submissions.
totally agree.
Don't even get me started. Oh, I booked myself a $500 shoe commercial. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Totally agree.
And they always are the worst jobs that will screw you later, red flags. But anyway.
So you basically start with SAG, and then if nothing else is there, you'll.
No, I mean, it's not. I'll go through order of importance.
Right,
So
that-
I'll be, but not necessarily SAG or non-union. It's just like due dates.
Gotcha.
So like, let's say this commercial's due at noon and that commercial's not due till the end of the day. I need to prioritize that commercial first, which I think actors also, again, don't understand that sometimes, actually most of the time, I'm in a time crunch. When you are a film or TV agent, you have time, you read the script, you read the characters, you give a self-tape, you go
Yeah.
a couple days later.
Couple days, yeah.
Commercials are just boom, boom, instant gratification that when they come into my office to like just surprise stop in, I'm like, no, I'm literally diffusing a bomb right now.
Yeah.
And you don't hear me, but I'm like typing ferociously,
Yeah, when Ross, I asked Ross like how many projects he was working on at one time, and I expected him to say like 5, and he said like 30 in a week, and I was
yeah.
like, that is nuts.
It is. And it is a time crunch diffusing bomb, but the best instant gratification. I could never be a theatrical agent because I can't wait 2 years for something to come out. I'm like, I want to book it, shoot it, see it, move on with it.
Yeah, absolutely.